We're on an 8-day Alaskan cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas, and so far we've done a boat tour of Sitka and a dog sledding adventure in Juneau.
This is the best excursion I've ever done in my life.
In this episode, we're docking in Skagway, Alaska, and taking a scenic train ride through the mountains.
Yeah, this is so bearable.
Then, our cruise ship is supposed to be sailing through Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier, but some unexpected icebergs might make us miss this whole part of our trip.
You could see all the little bits of ice out in the water. Truthfully, we don't know if we're seeing any glacier today.
Follow along to see what life is really like on an Alaskan cruise, where we are truly at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Venti vanilla latte, please.
Thank you, sir.
Jenny, good morning. You want some coffee? You're welcome.
Today is a port day and we arrived in Skagway, Alaska. So I thought it would be fun to kind of show you guys what life is like living on an Alaska cruise ship. So with it being a port day, you usually arrive at different times. Today we got in at what time?
7.
Like 7 a.m.
Pretty early, actually.
Yeah, and in Alaska, we seem to have pretty long port days, which is nice. So we don't have to head out first thing in the morning. But we are leaving now because we are doing a train ride up into the Yukon of Alaska today, which should be really fun and scenic. Now, this morning they announced that there was like a landslide at the Skagway port. So normally you can walk right up to the ship and like into the port town, but they are doing shuttle buses today to go around where the landslide was. So we're actually running a little bit late. We're gonna head down and exit the ship now. Something interesting about port days is that usually by law they aren't allowed to have the casino open while you're at port. So all the machines are closed down right now. You can't even play here. Yeah, it's for the United States. Usually depends on the country too. If you're doing like an international cruise.
International places you can play the casino at ports.
Yeah. Okay.
But not in the States for some reason.
Gosh, that's so cool. There's just a whale right out there.
Yeah.
It's not even that deep, I'm sure.
It probably is pretty deep. So.
Probably goes deep quick down there. All right, we gotta go.
We're full. I could have worn shorts.
I know.
Yeah, good.
All right, I think we made it in time.
I think so. They just said, yeah, stand right here. So
Yeah, so I think we're in the right place. All these people, for the most part, are doing the train ride. It's just, there's different versions of the train ride. So we're doing train and a bus ride, which the bus takes you a little bit of a different route.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of waiting to see where we go.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. Ooh, carpet. Look at that. Looks like he's just posing here.
Look at that, he's just
This is so bearable. Right on the side of the river. That is so neat. Like, I mean, he was just standing right there like, take me once. You want to take my picture?
Whoa, we don't ever see that. What I always say is, if you were a bear, would you be standing right by the track?
Right.
So this one is just like...
He's very, very social.
He was waiting.
got off the train and now we're on this bus back down the mountain.
Yeah, the nice thing with the bus is we can make a couple stops along the way, and this is one of them. So he was telling us some of the mountains are named, but these are the mountains. So he's a little bit of an older gentleman, and he told us when he was younger, he worked on the railway and had a rail pass. And then during his off days, he would use his pass and he would take random stops on the train. So he'd take the train up, pick a mountain, jump off the train, and ski back down. That's so cool.
Yeah. He said that was before the highway was even built. Correct, so the only way you could come up here was with the train. Now you have the Klondike Highway, so it's more accessible to get up here.
Right. Cool, so we just finished our cruise excursion, and the way a lot of these excursions work is they typically have you back pretty early because they don't want to take any chance of you missing the boat. But the town's right around, obviously they build up right around the cruise ports a lot because there's a lot of money coming in off the cruise ships. So we are in Skagway now at the cruise port area, and it's kind of like Western themed, I think kind of going along with the whole gold mining. And one of the things we found that they had here is this Alaskan fry bread, and look at how big this is.
It's like the size of your head. It's bigger, actually.
It looks really good. I'm gonna try.
They were making it fresh in there, like they just took it out of the fryer. She dusted it, cinnamon sugar, and then put it right up on the counter for us.
It is really, really, really good. So.
And this is actually really good because we were dumb this morning and didn't really eat before we left.
Pickleball morning instead of
we prioritized that.
Ship.
So let's see if we can both finish. They were like, "Do you want one?" I'm like, "Yeah, just one."
Just one. Like I even like my sweets.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish
No.
the things I don't think.
That's like family size.
Yeah.
Okay guys, we just went into the cutest store here in downtown Skagway. So the guy who owns the shop is Native Alaskan, and the tribe from this area is called Tlingit. I think I'm saying it correctly.
Tlingit, yep.
Tlingit, yeah. And all of the jewelry and the fur products in the shop are all made by
his wife,
I believe. And
except for a few little things he said.
Yeah,
but
most of the stuff in there is made by, I think, him and his wife. And the earrings caught my eye on the outside of the store in the little display. These are the earrings that I saw.
They're so pretty. It's a little hard to see, but yeah they can see them.
So the stone is called opalite, and it's one of his favorite stones because when it moves and when the light catches it, it naturally looks like the northern lights. And so I just kind of love that story, being here in Alaska and looking for something kind of special to take back from our trip. He had some really cool stuff in there. She also makes jewelry with real furs in it. There was these hoops in there that had fur all around them. They were really cool and unique jewelry. So after a really fun day in Skagway, and actually kind of relaxing too with the train ride, we are heading back to the cruise ship now. So that wraps up our port day. And I think that's what's so much fun about cruising, is that you have a combination of relaxing days at sea and port days where you get to get off, and you don't get to really dive deep into any one area, but you get to have a taste of all these different places.
A little bit.
Yeah. But what's cool is you spend a little bit of time in all these places, and then if something really stands out and you really enjoy a place, you can always plan a longer trip back to go see that. So that's what we kind of like about cruising. You don't get to really dive deep into just one place. You get to see a lot of little places and have a bunch of different experiences. So cruising is definitely one of our favorite, if not the favorite way for us to travel.
Yep.
And so we're heading back to the cruise ship now, and we're gonna get ready for dinner, I think, which that's another great thing about cruising, is a full 4-course dinner is provided for us every night. So we just got back to our room from dinner, and I did wear the earrings that I bought today, the little opalites, but we came back to our room and we were just like, holy cow, it is 10 p.m. right now, and look at how light it is outside. Holy crap. That is so weird.
10 o'clock at night, you can see the mountains clear as day. I
mean, look, you can see, like, the sun's still setting over there.
You can see, I'm on whale watch duty right now.
You feel like you have such a long day, but the sun sets around finally like 10:30.
Yeah.
But you know, even after sunsets, you still have some light in the sky. Oh, look, there's an island out there. Oh, it's a lighthouse. The really unique thing about an Alaskan cruise is that it's worth sitting out on your balcony and spending time just looking at the scenery, because you're passing these beautiful snow-capped mountains and islands and glaciers. Speaking of that, tomorrow is a day filled with seeing glaciers. So tomorrow's whole itinerary is at sea, but we're going to be going through Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier. So tomorrow's a day of just kind of sightseeing from the ship. But most of the time on most cruises, a day at sea, you're not really, you know, it's nice to sit out and look at the water, but you're just seeing water for miles and miles. You're not seeing anything else, whereas on an Alaskan cruise, there's like constantly stuff to sit and look at and see. So
I forgot to say, at dinner, so we're more in the middle of the dining area, and I just happened to look literally like across the whole dining room, peek through the window like between everybody's heads, and I see this dolphin just...
A dolphin?
A whale.
A big dolphin.
A big dolphin. And it like did the whole, what do they call that? I forget.
I don't know.
They like scare the fish up, and then his whole mouth came out of the water, scooped them up, and back down.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I wanted to see that so bad.
So we're gonna turn in. We're gonna definitely need to use our blackout curtains.
Yeah.
I gotta do some work. We're gonna turn in, and then because I have to get up early tomorrow for something really cool on the ship. Mm-hmm. So good night, guys.
Good night.
One of the coolest features of the ship is what they call the North Star experience. This is a rotating observation capsule that lifts you over 300 feet above sea level and completes a 360-degree rotation. Now, we were only able to get one ticket for this, so I went up on my own, and boy, did Will miss out on a gorgeous view. There were snow-capped mountains as far as you could see, and we were surrounded by this gorgeous teal blue glacier water. This was just such a neat experience to do on a ship, and definitely the coolest activity I've ever done on a cruise before. So I just came down from the North Star, and it was pretty cool because you could see the icebergs out there. You could actually see like more of a top-down view. You couldn't really like see how big they were underwater, but you kind of could see a little bit how they're bigger under the water than on the surface. Cool. But it was weird when I was up there because the ship started turning at the same time that the arm was turning.
Right, I noticed
so
that.
It felt like we were just like spinning really, really fast. The ship is turning around, I think, because...
I can't really understand the captain, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we think it's like the glaciers are too big. I thought he said...
No, the icebergs.
I mean, the icebergs. So I thought he said that like we were gonna wait here a little bit and hopefully they like clear out and then go, but he's turning around now and it's only been like maybe half hour, so I mean maybe change his mind.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get to see the glacier today or we're going a different route or what's going on, but hopefully we don't want another Titanic situation though. So hopefully the icebergs clear up and we can safely see the glacier later. But we're super hungry, so we're gonna head to breakfast now.
So every morning in the cruise ship, they always have obviously tons of food, right? And they have different options. So since today's a sea day, they actually open up the dining room for more of like a formal breakfast, which is what we decided to do today. Now it's not always open. It is most days, at least for like an hour or two. Sea days like today, it's open longer. If you don't want this, there's tons of like little cafes, but also you can do Windjammer, which is the buffet upstairs. Oh, you can do room service as well.
Yeah, you can have the basic Windjammer food delivered to your room.
Yeah, and the like continental stuff is free. If you want like hot stuff, which you can get eggs, bacon, all the good stuff, it's like $7 per room, just total, and that's more of like a delivery fee.
Yeah, and that's really nice if you just want to wake up and sit out on your balcony and eat breakfast. The water is very, very blue here.
It is. It's so pretty. We're passing by the glacier, so I don't think we updated everybody. We had to turn around.
Truthfully, we don't know if we're seeing any glacier today or if they're going to another one. It's kind of, you can't understand the captain on the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
So I know we turned around, but I don't know if that meant we missed everything or just a portion of the glacier.
Right, because today was supposed to be Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier. So we're like, okay, did we have to turn around from one and now we're going to the other? Or were they all together and so now we're having to leave both of them.
Right.
So we don't really know.
It's still a
but
pretty view. It's not
it
glaciers,
is.
but the water is very, very pretty. Turquoise blue here, but you could see all the little bits of ice out in the water. There's some bigger chunks over there.
There are actually,
And there was a lot at the entrance to Endicott Arm. Now the nice thing is if you do an Alaska cruise a little bit later in the season, because this is like early May.
Yeah.
If you go later in the season, you don't have to worry about icebergs as much.
Yeah,
but
there's
then,
pros and cons.
yeah, it does limit you from other activities like the dog sledding we did.
No, I mean, overall, I'm so happy, and we got great weather so
Oh yeah, we've had a
far.
lot of sun. We haven't had much rain in Alaska, which I was expecting a lot of
Yeah.
rain. We really have had very sunny weather.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier, but we're still having a blast on our Alaskan cruise. Make sure you check out our last video where we went dog sledding on a glacier in Juneau. This was by far our favorite travel experience we've ever had. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because our next video will be a documentary of our entire Alaska cruise experience and you're not going to want to miss it. This video will be over an hour and a half long and will feature an unreleased part of our trip where we fly in a float plane over the misty fjords in Ketchikan. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.